Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the Disney Dining Show. I am Ryno, and I am out at the Disneyland Resort today. I am at Downtown Disney, ready to try a newer restaurant to this area, and one that I have been trying to eat at on I don't know how many trips at this point, but it's finally happening. I made a reservation. I'm going to Tai Fung. I have been waiting forever to eat here, and I am not doing it alone. I have a very special friend here, CJ. He's been on the show before. He'll probably be on the show again. We'll see how today goes. But yes, we are here. We are ready to eat. It's very exciting. We're here for a lunchtime, a noon reservation. Definitely recommend reservations here, although they do have walk-up lines for both the restaurant or bar seating inside of here. But I've never even stepped foot inside of this building, so I'm really excited for our adventure today.
Same. I am starving, so I'm ready to see what this place has to offer. I came last year with Ryno, and we saw it being constructed, and so as soon as you brought it up, I was like, yes, let's go. I was looking forward to it since last year, as soon as I found out what it was going to be. So I'm really hungry.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get a drink, maybe some water.
Yes, yes. I think all of those things are really a must. Hydration and dehydration.
And nourishment.
And nourishment, yes. So I'm excited. I'm excited to do the video. I'm excited to have you here. I'm excited to be at Disneyland. It's just a very exciting day. Thank you.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Before we get started, I want to remind everybody that this and everything that we do here is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel. They're experts helping you plan the perfect Disney vacation. When you book with them, it costs you nothing extra on your trip. You help support the channel and all of the content that we produce here, so check them out. DreamsUnlimitedTravel.com for a free, no obligation quote today. And it is also brought to you by our Patreon supporters. We could not do this without you. If you want to learn more about how you can get exclusive content from different members of the Diz team, you can head over to patreon.com/DizUnlimited. Now that I have said all of that, without further ado, we are going to go check into our restaurant and get this dining extravaganza started.
Let's go eat. For my cocktail, I'm excited about this. I ordered a Pear Lychee Martini, if I could talk. I haven't had anything to drink yet. It's a Pear Lychee Martini. It's got Grey Goose, a La Poire vodka, Saint Germain, lemon juice, and lychee. It's $16, and it is very pretty. I don't even want to drink it. It's almost too pretty, but I'm going to drink it anyway. That is delicious. I didn't even have to drink it. As soon as I brought it to my nose, I could smell the pear. It is very light. It's honestly a very good afternoon drink, I feel like. It's not super strong, or at least the vodka, I don't taste the vodka super strong. I'm sure it is a strong drink, but it is, I don't know, it's very light. It's kind of got that juice cocktail kind of taste to it. I don't know how to describe that. It's probably not the best way to do it, but I like it. I am definitely going to enjoy this drink.
Are you going to eat the giant piece of lychee again?
Oh, I didn't even see that there. Yeah, I will enjoy this entire thing here. So it is just very well, I don't know, very well put together. It's so pretty. And the glass is very delicate, so just like me. Cheers. All right, you want to try this?
Yeah.
I hope you like it.
That is really good. I feel like I was curious because I feel like for me, pear is like such a delicate flavor that sometimes gets lost in drinks, like with the liquor or the other thing. And I feel like it's that right amount of pear with the lychee in there, just like blends together really well. And it kind of tastes. Sometimes I feel like lychee can be a little, if it's not done correctly in a drink, it can be a little syrupy, but obviously we're at Tai Fung and they're going to do it right. I feel like we're in a classy place. So good choice. I'm a little bit jealous. For mine, I went with the yuzu margarita. It has Patron, silver tequila, yuzu juice, and Grand Marnier, also $16. So this yuzu margarita is really, really good. I feel like sometimes I have a drink with yuzu in it and it comes off like too tart or something. It's actually the perfect blend because I can still taste the Patron. I get the citrusy sort of flavor from that yuzu, and then the Grand Marnier, I taste that, like, because obviously it is a margarita, it needs that Grand Marnier. Very good. Definitely recommend that. Would get that again. Now, we did get a couple of food items to get us started today. For the entrees, I do want to say a big thank you to our friend Luella. Luella is a friend of the podcast for years and years before I even came around. She's an absolute wonderful human being, and she had sent me like a year ago things to order and recommendations here, and I'm really happy that she did. And the first one of those that's arrived at our table is our Shaolong Bao. We went with the chicken Shaolong Bao. It's 10 pieces for $18. I think we're ready to dive into this. I'm going to let CJ go first and have the first bite of that.
You can see that steam.
So our server told us you put it on the little ceramic spoon, you poke a hole with the chopsticks into the bao, and then you're supposed to sip the liquid out of there and then eat it. But it's also very, very hot.
That broth is delicious.
If you're intimidated about being a novice about how to eat any of this stuff, they have the How to Eat the Shaolong Bao guide here, and our server actually helped make the sauce for us, which is soy sauce vinegar, and there's fresh ginger in this dish over here. And you're supposed to dip the Shaolong Bao into the mixture, then place the Shaolong Bao onto the spoon, poke a small hole to release the broth, and then add some ginger to your Shaolong Bao and enjoy. So we're going to try our best to eat this without looking foolish. In addition to the Shaolong Bao, we got some fried rice, which is California-grown rice and cage-free eggs, and we opted to do the fried pork chop for $21. And we also got the string beans with garlic for $17.
So this meal was delicious. I really enjoyed the, I'm going to probably butcher this, pardon me, but the Shaolong Bao. I think I love the size of the dumplings. There was plenty to have between the two of us. So definitely felt like it was a good amount of food. The broth was really good. It wasn't overly salty. I think it had like really good flavor to it. It was relatively easy to kind of grab and go. Like I said, sharing a shareable size plate, which I love. And then Ryno talked about how the servers come by and they kind of show you how to make the sauce to dip in and all of that. And that sauce with the Shaolong Bao I thought was perfect. I couldn't stop eating those. I could technically eat bao and dumplings all the time, but this particularly was so good. Very good flavor all around. So definitely recommend that for sure. For anyone, if you've never even tried the dumplings or bao or anything of that nature, I feel like it's a good first time to try it. And they even, like I said, show you how to do it. So yeah, definitely recommend that. As far as the, what was it that we got? It was a shredded, it was the pork fried rice, the pork chop fried rice, excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of pork chops all the time, but the way that this was cooked was actually really delicious. It was seared really well. There was a good crisp nature to the pork chop, which I loved. I think it was had that good mouthfeel, right? Is that how people describe food sometimes?
Gross, yeah.
But it had a really good, the texture was really nice with the pairing of the fried rice, which was amazing. Really good slices of eggs, actually. I think we had talked about during the middle of the meal, there was plenty of, it was an abundance of all of the ingredients. You could taste the egg, you could taste the rice. Nothing was too overpowering. And with the green beans on the side with the fried rice, I felt that was a inadvertent pairing that we didn't mean to have happen, but it actually worked really well. I kind of wish that they could put the green beans with the rice and that pork chop. The one thing I will say, while the pork chop was delicious, I love the chicken fried rice, or the ideal with chicken fried rice that they cook the chicken into the rice itself. So I feel like the rice ends up getting the flavor from the meat. I kind of wish that they had done that with the pork chop, and I wonder what it would have tasted like if they had kind of fried it all together. So that was something that I really enjoyed. And the green beans, they were just the way that even by themselves, I should give them their own standalone even, because I did try them alone. And I felt like the sauce, it was like a garlic sauce. And that was really good. They were done really well. All of the portions, I think, were plenty to share between two, maybe even three people. I'm really full, so I ate a little too much, but we're about to walk a lot, so I think it'll be perfect for the afternoon. So yeah, I'm looking forward to what the dessert is going to be like.
I want to talk about, I think the Shaolong Bao first. CJ talked about that. The Shaolong Bao, he doesn't really like pork. Pork is not the go-to meat for him. And I can understand that. You know, everybody's got different texture things or just like general whatever. So we opted for that, the chicken Shaolong Bao, which again was the 10 pieces for the $18, which the shareability of all this stuff is really great, and I love that, because really I'm just at that age where I'm just like, should we just get stuff? Should we just get stuff to split? Can I just reach off your plate? Like stuff like that. So I really enjoy this for this. I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I liked, I love like, I love that idea of almost like a soup dumpling where you poke it and you sip it, and then it's like you get two things at once. You're getting your soup and you're getting your main. And I really enjoyed that. I will say, I think next time I come, I wouldn't not recommend the chicken one, but I think Luella had actually recommended that we do the pork one, but we kind of didn't do that one because CJ had a little bit of reservations about it, which is fine. And I also feel like I wanted to try a variety of meat, right? So I didn't want everything to just be pork. I didn't want everything to just be chicken. But I would be curious to see how, like, I feel like pork is maybe like a saltier meat, how that would play into the broth with the dumpling and everything like that. But I would definitely recommend ordering something from that area of the menu, because it was really good. We both really did enjoy that a lot. I don't think we could speak highly enough about these green beans. I thought green beans, like whatever, like they're fine. But these like the string beans with the garlic, my God. $17, it seems like a lot for string beans, green beans, but they were so, like, this is the thing I'm gonna think about forever. Paired with that fried rice that we got, the saltiness that came from like the garlic with the green beans, like paired with the fried rice was so good. I really definitely think you should try one of the fried rices as well. We did get the fried pork chop fried rice, which again, $21. The pork chop on that was really good. It was flavorful. I love that it had like a sear on the outside, this nice little crust. But I know that CJ had spoke about wishing it had been like chopped up and in the rice, and I was trying to like look around while he was talking to see if anybody else ordered a different one of the fried rices, because I'm curious if we just happened to pick the one where it comes like that, because it is a fried pork chop, not on the bone though too, which I appreciate it, because I'm not like a meat on the bone person. But I wonder if the shredded pork or the shrimp or the chicken kind of get a little more chopped up and nice in that. Either way, I think it would be a travesty if you did not get this fried rice when you were here. Everything about it was so fresh. I loved the egg in there, and you'd be like, yeah, buddy, that's fried rice, but this is probably the best fried rice I've ever had. I'm just gonna be so bold if you'll allow me. So I feel like we made some really good decisions for the entrees. And again, super shareable. I really appreciated it. I do, before we turn it over and talk a little bit more about the dessert, I do want to mention a couple of things. Our server was great. I believe Chase was his name. Really great server, really helpful. Like, he's in my sweet spot of the attentive, where every time if you were like, I wonder where, he'd show up. And that's where I was like, that's good service. It wasn't intrusive. It never felt rushed. So excellent job. And I do want to mention the atmosphere, because I feel like when we're outside of the building, it looks like such a cool building. It really adds a lot to the sort of the diversity of the architecture of downtown Disney here at Disneyland Resort. So I really appreciate the construction of this building. And then you get inside and it feels less intimidating than I thought it was going to be outside. It does have a little bit of it's a lot of tables and chairs. There are some booth sort of things, so it's got a very like hustle and bustle sort of like a sound to it while you're eating there. It's not like a quiet, intimate dinner, but I kind of like it. It feels very, I don't know, it's sort of, I feel like it's intentional, like it's adding to the vibe that it's supposed to be. But I've enjoyed everything so far, so I am very excited for the dessert. So there is some sake on the menu, and whenever there's sake on the menu, I always like to get like the smaller carafe of it. So we went with a 300 milliliter bottle. We asked our server what he recommended, and he said one of the more popular ones and his favorite was the Kikusuyu Janmai Ginjo. So for $25, we got the 300 milliliter one. And so far it's good. It's nice, it's light, it's chilled, it's refreshing.
It's mostly because my hand is too big for this entire little thing. I look like a monster. But it's delicious.
You like coffee?
Me enjoy sake.
Not me, just enjoying my morning 20 ounce of coffee.
Yeah, this is actually a 32 ounce cup.
Yeah, it's one of those big gulps you find at a 7-Eleven.
It's child size. It's roughly the size of a child.
Liquefied child.
I'm not leaving here without a dessert, obviously. I know it was recommended to us to get the chocolate and mochi Shaolong Bao, which is 5 pieces for $11.50. Sorry, Luella, but I saw there's sweet taro on this menu, so we're getting the Shaolong Bao 10 pieces, sweet taro for $12.50, because if there is taro on a menu, I love taro, and I gotta order it. And our server said it was his favorite. I did not expect this dessert to be hot.
We started with Shaolong Bao and we ended with Shaolong Bao, but this time it was a dessert option. It was the sweet taro. And this was interesting to me. I've only ever had sweet taro, and Ryno might even have said this, or will say it. It was warm, and I've only ever had it chilled, and so this was interesting to me. So picture your bao buns, but it was like stuffed with that sweet taro, and it was actually really good. I talked about mouthfeel earlier in the meal. I think this also had good mouthfeel. I took like a couple of classes, cooking classes, and I just remember that being the most important thing for some reason. But really enjoyed the way it tasted. It wasn't overly sweet. So in the middle of it, I was like, are we really eating dessert? This doesn't feel like a dessert. I feel like this could be part of the meal. So I still may go for a churro later when we get into the park, because I'm definitely wanting still a little bit of a dessert. But it had a really good taste to it, I will say. I just love the dumpling, the bao, all of that. And I like that you can share it. I know I said it earlier about the food, but everything was so shareable, and I love the family style kind of restaurant. I would kind of wish a lot of restaurants did that, because then you could try a lot of foods. So that's one thing I will say about the restaurant, my experience, is that like we ordered a lot of food, but we were able to share it between the two of us. So if you wanted to try a lot of different things, you'd have an abundance to choose from. And then the drinks were good. We ended up also, while we had our dessert, had some sake, and that was delicious. It was the, what was it called? The Kipusui sake, and yeah, this, I mean, as you can see, it's empty. We definitely enjoyed that. It was a really nice pairing with the dessert, the sweet taro, because it was pretty sweet in nature. It had like a melon kind of undertone to it, so it paired really well with the dessert. So that's something to think about whenever you're here. Maybe pairing your dessert, if you get that sweet taro Shaolong Bao, with some sake. I think it was a nice way to end the meal. So. All in all, I would recommend this place. If you're here at Disneyland in downtown Disney, I think it is a restaurant to stop at. The atmosphere has been great. I think our server has been so helpful, so kind the entire time, kind of offering his tidbits and kind of what he enjoys in the restaurant and all that stuff. So yeah, definitely recommend. So if you're in this area, give it a shot.
Now again, I know I've said it before, but anytime there is a taro on a dessert, on a menu or whatever, I love to try it. I love taro. It's one of my favorite things. The thing that threw me for this dessert, though, the Shaolong Bao sweet taro, again, $12.50, 10 pieces of this. It was a lot. We could have shared this with like 4 people, I think, easy. I didn't expect it to be hot. And it was interesting. I know that CJ didn't say it in his part of the video, but he compared it to having a similar texture and mouthfeel of edible Play-Doh. And I would agree with that, but I also kind of really enjoyed it. We had we had a bottle of sake that we really enjoyed, that the server had recommended. And I think if we had been a little more restrained with the sake, or I would even recommend maybe a cocktail from the menu for dinner, I think you'd have like this sweetness from a cocktail paired with this dessert, I think would have been like perfection. Because the thing about the dessert is I didn't think it was overly sweet, even though it was sweet taro. The bao wrapper is not sweet. It's a very like neutral, and then hit with the sweet thing, it kind of, they like sort of play off each other really well. So I enjoyed it. I know Luella had recommended the chocolate and mochi, and that is, our server had said, the more popular one, but we had a lot of desserts yesterday, and the last dessert we had was a chocolate-based one, so we wanted to try something a little different. But I definitely would come back because there's a lot more things on this menu that I enjoyed, and I do really enjoy the fact that, again, you know, back to our server, not only is there a thing on the table that I feel like sometimes there can be a barrier to some people who have maybe eaten a certain way or certain types of food their whole life sometimes feel a little anxious or nervous to branch out in the fear of feeling stupid or not educated on the type of food or how to eat the type of food that they're having. And I feel like I really think there's really something great about Din Tai Fung, and never really felt like it was authentic without intimidation. Like I felt very comfortable here, very welcome, and at no point was it like, oh, this idiot doesn't know what he's ordering, how to eat, how to say anything. And so I really have to applaud them on that. I do want to, while we're in here, just read a thing because it is on the menu, that Din Tai Fung was established in 1958 in Taipei, Taiwan. It was originally founded as a cooking oil retail shop in Taipei, Taiwan by Bing Yi Yang and his wife Pen Mei Lei. In 1972, the couple transferred their store to a humble noodle and dumpling shop with 4 tables. Our iconic Shaolong Bao was born there. And then today, Din Tai Fung continues to be a family-owned and passed down through generations, staying true to its heritage and timeless values while providing excellent in quality and hospitality. I do think this place is kind of worth that hype. So I'm really happy that we could come here. I'm happy that to have experienced it with CJ. I'm glad that we came to this Disneyland one. I think this is something that is really worth like taking the time and effort to come out and enjoy it. Would I do it on a park day? I think I'd do what we're doing and saving it for if you're doing an after hours event, or maybe it's the day you got here or it's the day you're leaving. I'd say one of those days, because I wouldn't want you to rush. I'd want you to take your time and enjoy the meal. But I think that's going to do it for inside of the restaurant. Let's get out of here and free up this table. All right, we're done. We're officially out of the restaurant. Final thoughts, CJ.
I think the food was delicious, I'll say that. I'll start with the food. Everything from beginning to end I thought was really tasty. Again, I think I mentioned it before, but it's just I love the shareable size of everything, and that we were able to try a lot of everything. It was nice. Kind of broadened my horizons a little bit. Don't usually do like the pork chop, but that was delicious. I would probably have just a pork chop by itself, and maybe just like some chicken fried rice on the side. I don't know if you can do that, but would love that.
You can do the pork chop. You saying the pork chop?
No, but yeah, I just want the pork chop.
You can buy it a la carte. I actually saw it in the menu when you went to use the restroom. Yeah,
that would have been really good.
You can buy the pork chop, just the pork chop alone.
Yeah, I think I would do that, and then like chicken fried rice on the side, just because I love chicken fried rice. It's one of my favorite things to eat. The one thing that while the restaurant in and of itself was really clean, there was a lot of room. I guess there were a lot of times. The thing I'll say about like the restaurant in and of itself is that a lot of times it kind of did feel like it was a little hectic and a little busy because of it being so open. And oh my gosh, there's a lot of. I keep looking up because there's a lot of commotion happening. Like right past it's within my line of sight. So, so I kind of wish there was a little bit more. There was more of an ambiance to it to kind of make you feel like you're more in a I don't know what the word I'm looking for here. But I just kind of would like for it to have been a little bit more quiet and just kind of able to actually converse, because it was kind of hard to hear sometimes while you were chatting. And not to say that's necessarily a criticism of the restaurant. I think the restaurant in of itself is doing a really great job. Our server was amazing. He was very attentive, very helpful the entire time. I just would have liked to have been able to have a little more conversation with Ryno as we were kind of sitting and enjoying the food. But all in all, I said it before, would recommend, you should come, you should try it. And Ryno said it best. If you're kind of worried about kind of broadening your horizons and trying something different, I think this is a good place to go. It's really easy to sit there and kind of just talk to your server and kind of see what you like. So
yeah, I think what you're looking for is that I don't know if it's not really the place you go for intimacy. It's the place you go for a group. Because a lot of it was sharing based. A lot of it seemed like, if we had like one more person with us here, this size would be even better and we could try even more things. So I think I say go with a couple of people. I'm not saying that you can't go one-on-one. I'm not saying you can't go by yourself either. Although by myself, that would be a lot of like, if I was just ordering like the dumpling, it would feel like a lot. Yeah, I think I'd order maybe like I would have just gotten just our rice and the green beans if we were like by ourselves. But or sit at you can sit at the bar in here. I do believe that there is walk up. I do recommend making a reservation because it it is still very popular here. You can do it on like I can't remember if I used Open Table or Resi or whatever, but just go to the Tai Fung website and it brings you right there to be able to make the reservation. And also the website is pretty helpful too because it has a lot of images of the food on there. So if you're curious about what the other stuff looks like, if it I don't know where I'm going with the sentence. So I'm like treats your fancy, tickles your fancy.
Well, yeah, some people some people are a visual learner,
yeah.
you know. So.
And I understand that too, because sometimes there's a thing you want, but you can't remember the name of it, or maybe you had it somewhere else and you want a different version of that.
This is your first time.
Yeah. So I definitely recommend doing that, but I definitely recommend this restaurant. It's not inexpensive either. I do feel like we got what we paid for, though. I do feel like the value was there in everything that we had, and honestly, the drinks being $16 here, but in the theme parks, those drinks would have been easy $19.50 or something like that. So I actually feel like, wow, those drinks were really good for the price that they were for like comparing it to other Disneyland stuff. So I definitely recommend that. I recommend the cocktails. I think this is like a really kind of make some time and space in your Disneyland vacation to visit this location. So I'm glad that we did this. I'm glad that we could do this together. I look forward to dining here again in the future as well. I definitely recommend it. If you've been here before and you feel like we missed like a really good item we should have had, please let us know because I need to make a list for next time. I know there's definitely more things that I want to try, and I think that's going to do it for this episode of the Disney Dining Show. So if you are watching this on YouTube and you like the video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. If you click that bell, you get notified whenever we upload any content. Again, like I said, please leave comments about future locations or other places you want to see us go, other types of videos. We want to cater this content toward you and helping you plan the best Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line vacation that you can. If you are listening to this, please rate and review podcasts wherever and whenever you have the time to do that, wherever you consume your podcast. And in some of those locations, you can also leave comments as well. That's going to do it for us. Thank you, CJ, for dining with me. Thank you, everybody out there, for listening and watching. And we'll see you next time with another episode of the Disney Dining Show. Stay hungry, everybody.
Let's go shopping.
What? Yummy, yummy.